Being born poor isn't a choice, but dying poor, well, that arguably is. Time and time again, people pull themselves out of situations much worse than yours to build incredible fortunes. 1 in 10 people choose to change their financial destiny and get rich, proving it's no accident or luck. And it's simpler than you think. Turns out, you get rich if you do the things that have made other people rich. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear action plan on what you need to change in your daily life to break the chain of poverty and actually get rich. Let's go through everything together. Here are 15 things rich people do that the poor don't. Welcome to Alux, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Number 1, they read a lot. The average CEO reads 50+ books per year. The average person barely reads one, and it's most likely fantasy or romance, not self-help. CEOs earn on average 180 times more than everyone else. Coincidence? We think not. A 2025 study by the Harvard Business Review indicates that 88% of successful CEOs attribute their success to continuous learning, often through extensive reading habits. Reading allows you to absorb what someone spent their entire life learning in just a couple of days or hours. Reading someone's success story not only proves that success is achievable, but it also provides structure and a realistic timeline for how success usually unfolds. The average book costs $20 to $30, and it's the highest return on investment and time a person can make. Every book you read makes you 1% richer. It doesn't sound like a lot, but if you keep stacking them up, it won't take long until those percentages start to compound, which is why we put together a list of the 100 books that had the biggest impact on our wealth. Actually, go to Alux.com/100books right now and you'll get that PDF for totally free. Number 2, sacrifice the present for the future. The name of the game is delayed gratification. Pre-rich people, those who will end up rich eventually, will eat shit for a little while so they can eat caviar for the rest of their lives. The crucial difference between them and those who never get to the caviar part is that there's actually a light at the end of their tunnel. Do what others won't so you can live like others can't. Life expands in proportion to the sacrifices you're willing to make and your ability to put up with societal pressure until you eventually win. If you don't have money to invest toward your goals, invest your time. The best moment to start your journey was 10 years ago. The second best moment was yesterday, and the third best, well, that's right now, my friend. If you watched part 1 on this video, you already know that it takes, on average, 7 years to get rich. So the sooner you start, the faster you'll get there. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, it's just that the future rich use those hours differently than anyone else. So, now that you're ready to invest some time and effort, where should you put it? Number 3, rich people go all in on their strengths. And this is what regular folks get wrong because it's counterintuitive. When a kid is failing Spanish in class but is super passionate about computers, what do their parents do? They get them a Spanish tutor, right? So the natural human instinct is to invest in the drawbacks to ensure mediocrity. But the rich do it the other way around. Once you figure out what comes naturally to you, you double or triple leverage yourself up and go all in. That's your unfair advantage in life, so use it to get ahead. Always play your strengths because what seems hard to others feels like play to you. Most people have no idea what they're good at. Most people have no idea what they want their life to be in the long term. And guess what? They're never going to connect those two dots. Every human being is born with a gift. Not using that gift to create a better world for yourself and others is a direct defiance of the universe. One thing will make you rich. Once you're rich, you can do a lot of other things to stay rich. But early on, you need focus. Having a side hustle means your main hustle isn't working. Those who become rich follow the money. Once you find your strengths, move closer to where those strengths can be monetized properly. This might even mean leaving your little comfortable town to move across the world. This might mean putting an absurd number of hours into something nobody else can see, with the sole belief that it's gonna work out because you'll make it work out. Going all in means cutting the safety boat. Once you decide what you want to do with your life, you don't stop going after it. The more volume of effort you put towards your goal, the more likely you are to get lucky. The future rich know that luck can be manufactured. Number 4, they believe they're responsible for their own faith. Now, some people spend their whole lives waiting for someone to save them. Those who are going to be rich, well, they realize that person is themselves. It's not just the belief that reality is negotiable, but that they're meant to be great, and it's just a matter of effort, not time, until the world sees how bright they can shine. Since there are no shortcuts to any place worth going, you better start putting one foot in front of the other. Something to remember here, if you're not building your own life, someone else will hire you to build theirs. As of 2025, 79% of all the world's millionaires and billionaires are self-made. No inheritance, no rich parents, just hard work. The world is minting 4,600 new millionaires every single day. 1,700 of them are in the US. That's daily, okay? People just like you becoming millionaires because they choose to earn more and act with the purpose of getting rich. The number of millionaires in the US has doubled since 2020. So get out of your own head, okay? Smart people stay poor because they don't do the things that make people rich. Number 5, they set financial goals. Don't get it twisted, okay? Every single rich person out there made it their goal to be rich. It wasn't a wish, it was their goal. While most people wish they were billionaires, the rich set different kinds of goals. For example, I want to make $100,000 before the end of the year. Assuming you start on January 1st, that means you need to make $274 every day for the next 365 days, or $8,334 a month. How much are you currently earning? What can you do to increase your earning power? Where are the growth opportunities? Can you be more efficient? Can you charge more? Can you sell to someone else? A new product or a new stream of income? This type of mental juggling takes the goal and brings it into reality. You know, it turns out that we humans are really good at achieving our goals if only we know exactly what we want. Look, okay, you cannot hit a target that you do not see. Wealth starts with clarity. Without these clear and highly specific goals, life is going to stay the same. Take this opportunity to write down your goals on a piece of paper right now, okay? Actual pen and paper, like back in the day. Why? Well, because a Harvard Business School study found that individuals with written goals are 10 times more likely to succeed. Set the goal to something that's enough for you to break into the next level of quality of life and then go after it. Even if you don't hit it, your life will still be measurably better than it is right now. It took us almost a decade to perfect the way we set goals for ourselves, and since then, we've been incredibly successful at it. We talked to self-made millionaires, tech billionaires, and elite athletes to see how they do it, and we put it all into a unique framework that we call Goal Mastery, and it's available for purchase at Alux.com/goals. We've already helped thousands of people change the way they set and achieve their goals, and we want to do the same for you. So if you go to Alux.com/goals right now and use the promo code 2025 at checkout, you'll get $150 off. Think of it as our contribution to your long-term success. And if for any reason you think the course was just not a good fit for you, we'll give you all your money back, no questions asked, under our massive 60-day guarantee. You're getting the best tool on goal setting with nothing to lose, okay? So Alux.com/goals, promo code 2025. We'll see you on the inside. All right, now once you know what you want, here's how the rich get even richer. Number 6, they get more than they put in through leverage. Now, most people have no idea what leverage is, and that's how they get stuck in the rat race. Most people have a linear correlation between how much time they put into something and how much they're paid. You work for 1 hour, you get $20. You work 10 hours, you get $200. The rich escape that trap through leverage. You put in 10 hours, you might get $0. You put in 100 hours, you might get $100. You put in 1,000 hours, you get $1 million. And this is because effort is not focused on the product, but on building the factory. You build once and sell 1 million times. Here are examples of leverage, okay? Writing a book. It might take you 6 to 12 months to write that book, but after you're done, you can sell it for the rest of your life and beyond. Or media. This video is a piece of leverage. People will watch it 5 years from now, and it can still be watched an infinite number of times by an infinite number of people. Or code. You could create a piece of software that can be used and purchased by the world. The highest form of leverage sits at the intersection of media and code. So learn to use both for your benefit. You only need to get it right once. You get rich by taking large amounts of risk with low amounts of money. You stay rich by taking low amounts of risk with large amounts of money. Number 7, they have money work for them. So here's what that means. Normal people go to work, they get paid, and then they spend that money on what they want. Rich people, they've got a secret. Rich people take the money they earn from work, buy income-generating assets, and only spend the money the assets generate. For long periods of time, early in their careers, they don't spend their earned income. Yeah, this changes everything, okay? This means you work with the sole purpose of acquiring assets and live below your means, with bare minimum expenses until the assets you acquire allow for an increase in living standards. Everything you earn gets reinvested. If you're in a couple, it's highly likely that both of you survive off one salary, and whatever the other earns gets invested in a business or goes into acquiring any form of asset that your money can buy. Number 8, they focus on increasing income instead of cutting spending. They say a penny saved is a penny earned. We say a penny saved is just a penny, and nobody ever got rich off saving pennies. Best case scenario, being frugal keeps you poor. In life, you either get really good at balancing a checkbook or make enough money so you don't have to. Here's the truth. The most you can cut is 100% of your spending, but there's no limit to how much you can increase your income. The problem is, most people never learn how to control their income, so other people cap it for them. You do that by decoupling your earning ability from the unit of time, because as long as you trade your time for money, you will never be rich. Pay attention to what you do with your money. You work so hard to get it, so look and see who you are making rich. Maybe it's time you redirect that to yourself instead of others. What the rich do is focus on increasing their income so much it doesn't matter if you buy a latte or not. Rich people buy time. Poor people buy stuff. Ambitious people buy skills. Lazy people buy distractions. Rich investors treat money like casino chips, so that money loses its emotional value, where your only job is to make your stack of chips get bigger. Number 9, they think in terms of abundance, not scarcity. The world is not zero-sum, okay? Someone else's success doesn't limit yours. Not only do they have the belief that they're gonna win, they're shocked at how much there is up for grabs in the first place. This is a race with too few participants because others told you not to try in the first place, and you believed them. The hardest ceilings in life are the ones that we set for ourselves. Conclusive academic research has been put into this to prove that an abundance mindset is associated with increased life satisfaction and financial success. Meanwhile, a scarcity mindset can hinder decision-making and long-term planning. The truth is, the world is full of money, and some of that money has your name on it. All you have to do is go out there and get it. The first question to answer is, where is that goddamn money? Well, let's imagine it's in a mine in a mountain somewhere. All right, fine. Which mountain? Well, the mountain that's already making a lot of other people rich would be a pretty good bet. So, go there and get some. You don't have to be realistic. You actually need a little bit of delusion of grandeur here, so people who say be realistic have no idea what reality can become. Nothing made today will not be made better tomorrow. New technologies, new tools, better information is readily available for you to reach out and use them. Number 10, rich people play the long game. Now, the difference between poverty and prosperity is often just patience and a long-term vision. Here's one of the most valuable pieces of information you will ever get, so pay attention, okay? If you put in the work for long enough, you will eventually win. Just don't quit. Don't get distracted. Almost every plan will get you where you want to go if you stick with it. If you obsess over something, discipline your behavior to do the work even when you don't feel like it, and gradually improve your ability or skill set, on a medium to long-term horizon, you will win. You don't need to be special to win, okay? You just have to want it more than other people. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard enough. So adjust your time frame for success. The poor class thinks in terms of days. The middle class thinks in terms of months and quarters. The rich think in terms of decades. That's why they invest in education early, because the sooner you upgrade your firmware, the longer you have to reap the rewards of that knowledge. You don't go to the gym once and then complain you don't have a six-pack. You need to do it repeatedly over the course of months before you start to see some real progress. It's the same with your mind. You need to take your mind to the gym constantly, okay? The gains pile up. Every input gives you just a little edge in your negotiations, in your creative settings, and life starts building up. How cool would it be if there was a high-intensity training routine for your brain and finances? It would look something like this, okay? Every morning you wake up, one of the smartest people in the world coaches you and trains you on how to be better in 15 minutes or less. It's like physical training. You start progressively, you track your goals, and level up as you keep making progress. That would probably cost tens of thousands of dollars, right? How badly do we wish we had something like that when we were starting out? But it didn't exist. So we built it for you. That's what the Alux app is. We find the most capable people in the world, pay them a fortune to coach our community, and you have access to it under a single subscription, and because it's digital, we can give it to you cheaper than a gym membership. Go to Alux.com/app right now and download the Alux app and see why over 250,000 CEOs, entrepreneurs, managers, and creators are using it. The app is not cheap. It's for professionals looking to break through using expert advice and coaching. But if you're early in your journey, we know that every dollar counts. So, after you download the app, scan this QR code for a 35% discount on your monthly subscription. Let's do a 30-day challenge to increase your earnings and for you to see why the app is a game changer. Go to Alux.com/app right now. You'll go behind the scenes to understand how money flows and how you can tap into it. And speaking of behind the scenes, number 11, rich people are curious about how the machine works. Everything around you is the brainchild of someone. Everything around you is a product that someone sourced, refined, assembled, marketed, and sold to you for profit. You gave them money in exchange for it. The chairs, the phone, laptop, TV, rug, glass, the clothes you wear, even the content you're consuming right now, these are all wealth-building tools. Understand the game and you stop being a pawn. In this case, curiosity is capital. The poor consume the world. The rich reverse engineer it and use it to get even richer. If you want to be rich, you have to go from being a consumer to being a creator. The consumer pays. The creator gets paid. For this, you'll need to learn two things though. One is technical and the other is psychological. First of all, you have to actually create something. How to take a block of wood and turn it into something that's now worth more. Every business model out there has been broken down and segmented for you to learn if you want to. Now, the second thing you have to learn is how human needs and desires work. That's how the machine works, okay? Once you know that, it all boils down to execution. Number 12. They study and get mentored by other successful people. A great mentor will save you a decade of mistakes and millions of dollars in bad calls. Being close and seeing them move is enough to give you an edge. Sitting near a high performer boosts performance by 15%. You surround yourself with people who've walked the path before and have a learner's mindset. Because the most expensive trait is pride, okay? You don't have all the answers, and that's okay. Because mentorship is borrowed wisdom. If you want to be rich, learn from the rich, okay? Study the rich and ignore everybody else. The rich don't take money advice from broke people. Your poor parents can't teach you how to get rich, nor will your teachers or your low-life friends. They can teach you other things, sure, but they shouldn't have a say in your finances. Trees don't hang around with the grass, even though they all started in the same place. If you can't find a real-life mentor, you can always use books as one. In the Alux.com/100 books list, there are several biographies and direct advice from people who've done it, okay? YouTube is also filled with podcasts where super successful people are indirectly coaching you about life. And not to plug the Alux app again, but it was built specifically as an affordable mentor and coach. What we're saying is that all of these tools are at your disposal. You're making a choice not to invest in yourself right now. And without taking this seriously, you're not ready for what tomorrow will bring. Number 13, they understand the world is changing. Every time something changes in the world, you've got another chance at getting rich. The internet gave us blogs, then e-commerce, then social media, then the gig economy, then crypto, now AI, and many other subdivisions of each wave. And every wave made billionaires and hundreds of thousands of millionaires. While everyone is scared of chance, the future rich realize that everything that shakes the way we live is an opportunity to build incredible wealth. You skate where the puck is going, okay? Whoever learns the latest tools has a massive competitive advantage against legacy players. The last thing you want to be is the farmer who doesn't buy a tractor because his cattle is doing the job just fine. Number 14. Rich people don't manifest things, they just focus on taking action. There's something that happens when you shift from your mind into the real world that builds incredible momentum. Life-changing doors don't open by themselves, okay? Most people live in their heads. They make plans and they wait for their life to start. Some say they're manifesting, they're attracting, they're putting it out into the universe, and if it will be, then it'll be, or some other bullshit like that. The rich don't care about that, though. They see something they want in the world and they create it. Bring it into existence first. You can make it pretty later on. When they don't like something, they change it. Be it about themselves, their business, their environment. We want you to remember this, okay? What you are not changing, you are choosing. Too many people talk a lot about doing, but they don't actually do very much. Outcomes are the result of effort. You put something in, you get something out. You need to be brave and put out effort regardless of what the world thinks. And number 15, they're comfortable with big problems. Your business will not grow past the level of your own growth. Big problems, big life. You don't want $10 problems. Being comfortable under stress is the result of past performance. The more you do something, the more comfortable you are with how it's going to play out. The rich build an ability to deal with stress and complexity over longer periods of time. We're all walking anxiety disorders harnessed for productivity. When everyone else will be overwhelmed and will quit, they stick with it until they solve it. True confidence is knowing that you can trust yourself. You cannot have a multi-million-dollar life without the multi-million-dollar problems that come with it. So if there's something in your life that's scary, that feels like a big challenge, good, okay? That means you're making progress. Go toward it, because all rewards in life are on the other side of fear. Expect bigger problems, expect bigger challenges, and know that you are making progress in life. Just by watching this video to the end, your mind has already been altered and your view on life is different. So we're curious to know, which of these things resonated with you the most? Let us know in the comments. And since you're a true Aluxer watching these videos until the very end, you deserve a bonus, okay? And that bonus is to get paid on result, not on effort. The poor get paid per hour. The lower middle class get paid by effort. The upper middle class gets paid by knowledge. The rich get paid by results. So here's what that means, okay? A supermarket clerk works 10 hours at $10 an hour and they make $100. A gardener charges $250 to trim the garden because they know how much effort will go into it. The doctor prices their specific knowledge of the issue, so you're paying for the expertise, not the manual labor. The super rich always tie their rewards to their performance. A hedge fund manager charges 2% out of the funds they manage and 20% out of the profits they generate for you. If you solve $1 million problem for someone, it's fair to ask 15 to 30% of it, assuming there's nobody else who could solve it for cheaper. It might take you 10 minutes to do it, or it might take you 3 months. But you price it based on how valuable it is to them, not on how hard it is for you. This key difference right here will make more millionaires than anything else in this video, okay? Because to the right ears, something just clicked. If you made it to the very end of this video, write the word results in the comments. Let's see how many of you made it to this point. It'll also confuse everybody else, which is also kind of fun. Thanks for being a true Aluxer, my friend. We'll see you back here next time. Until then, take care.